Oh, it's a big snail. A snail shell is blocking the way. A gigantic hail snail. The air itself grows freezing as you head deeper into the tunnel and find the passage blocked by the spiral shell. It's a massive unit of a hail snail. It fills the entire eastern passage. He's just a little broad. Nothing wrong with that. Hail snail moves its thick head and blue eyes, stalks focusing on you. What you looking at? It does not respond. Goblin waltzes up to it and looks it up and down. This big guy's been here for months. Last time I was here, he was facing slightly to the left. Moving closer, you do see the snail is moving. Maybe 10 degrees or 5, not very fast. The frozen mucus slowly melting around it indicates a pattern. Yeah. It's attempting to rotate, by hail snail standards, very, very slowly. It'll be done by next year probably, then it'll head straight out of the tunnel into another one or two. Snail, isn't this creature blocking your goblin operations in some way? At first, yeah, Sageliff had plans of cleaning up the roots and establishing a mushroom farm across the southeast tunnels. But the prospect of dealing with the kind of cleanup duty wasn't exactly something people were excited by, so when this big boy fell out of a crack last year, the whole thing got postponed and lots of halfway people were just very, very fine with it. Points back through the tunnel. Ever since, we've only had to deal with invasions from the south tunnels. Oh, so this leads to the east tunnels? Yep. I wanted to go to the east tunnels. Are you saying that only because you can't go there? Yes. Trust me, everything east of here is shit. East tunnels just lead to a bunch of dangerous trap-filled spiral halls, leading to shifting falls and then water temple. Technically there's some routes that lead to the lower palace as well, but if you want to go there, you're better off taking the upper paths. I'm already excited for it. If you don't have to try and sell it, Snail. The goblin just looks at you, his gaze giving a type of neutral, disassociated look. Basically, this snail halved our work down here, is what I'm saying. He turns to the creature and yells, so take your time, will you? All the time in the world. I want to pet the hail snail. Why? That would be very cold. A lovely sentiment, but it could hurt quite a lot. Frostbite is no joke. You could probably make a joke about frostbite if you tried hard enough. Yeah, I still want to pet the snail. Then do it. With gusto. The esoteric frost will damage you. Pet the snail. You reach forth and place the gloved hand upon the teal mucus-covered shell. It's hard. The air is freezing cold. Your hand begins to burn. Pull back your hand. Ouch. Do you have to touch everything? I figured it was clear by the bone frigid temperature that it'd be really stupid to pet a magical ice snail, but that's just me. A deep clicking emanates from the eastern tunnel. The hail snail speaks. Oh, is that what they sound like? Rub your frozen hand. By the gods, yeah, don't get him angry. We like this guy. Good luck, snail. I think this is the first time, guys, genuinely, that I have ever played a video game where I can make the decisions that I want to make. Like, very often this game just has the thing that I want to do as an option to do. You have to understand that that doesn't happen very often. When I play video games, I don't want to be the cool guy. Right? Like, I don't want to say the cool things. Fucking lame. I want to have fun. And like, all of the options that are appearing in this game are just fun. It's just all so fun first, man. And that might seem kind of stupid to you, but it's really, really, really important to me. Really important. And this web, this is genius. It's like genuine consequence. Consequence is so fucking funny. Wait, did I unlock a new... Oh, I am a barbarian. I really gotta pick a side in this war sometime soon. Big sword there. Okay, I think that I want to just quickly check something. I've got to go all the way around, which is a pain in the ass. But I think I found the word to get through that door over there. Master Hagenshags, I will learn. Sound echoes through the dungeon hallways. Inside, you see a faint light emanating from within. Well, after you, cleric. Goblin gestures towards the open doorway. He's not going first, that's for sure. Beyond lies the unknown. Time to find out. I need to heal. Holy. The light is not real, how strange. Arcane music box? Monster manual, but most pages are ruined. You can hear the wind outside, an illusion surely. Sure, that looks safe. This is a fucking mimic. It says not a mimic. It says up there not a mimic. Stack of books on the floor, half buried in dead layers of dust. Blue light from the windows appears to land on the surface of the stick. You recognize the binding style. These are late arcane error. One tome is clearly arcane and covers bears, ward marks, make your eyes itch. Doesn't seem like there's any danger here right now, at least. You want to check out some books? Go for it. I'll chill for a while. Decipher the warded tome. Fuck! Ward doesn't recognize you. Pain, skull of internal lens of skull. For a split second you perceive the colour of your own name, the sound of a number, 7, the weight of yesterday, and it passes into nauseous hollow. The tome cover snaps shut, the ward glows smugly. Stagger back from the desk. I want to try again, but I need to heal. Slug dog. Easy. Ward recognize your competence. They part like curtains. Inside you see a treatise on sensory magic and illusions. The Hagenshags are studying the relationship between perception and reality, rigorously, mathematically. Hundreds of pages of experiments of them mixing illusions and divination. Look over his results. He posts the mind does not receive reality, it constructs it. Each moment your senses gather fragments, color, sound, pressure, heat. There's something deeper, something he calls an interpretive layer. Resembles those fragments in a coherent world. The question he asks not quite so directly what happens when you tamper with that layer, not showing a fake image, but casting darkness over their eyes, rather than reaching into the mechanism itself through esoteric means, thus adjusting the assembly. This does not appear to be too far-fetched. It does not. It seems to align well with the scholarly basis of your education, however the next part does not. The last half of his tome, throughout many trials, mostly performed on himself, gather. This man who calls himself Hagenshags, he shows a result pointing towards a measurable conduit between every string, only viable through an altered layer. Many books. The bloom of joy lies upon each caster, he writes. All channeled through the gates, invisible, hidden even through the outer gods, are blind. How else would the lich sustain himself? How else would the pockets both increase below and decrease above? Only I can see the truth, only I can master the relic left by the Umbra Mixus. All I need to locate it is that one word, one key to unlock the world of total dominance in a new era. All I need is the power word. Ebb. There at the last page. Madness. Type of madness only born from revealed truth. Close the tome carefully. The words seal themselves behind you, satisfied perhaps that you've treated their contents with respect. Interesting. Is this a mimic? You squat down in front of a dusty chest. There doesn't seem to be any padlock or locking mechanism on it. You should be able to open it easily. Right, so that's a mimic. What makes you say that? The sign, mostly. I actually learned to read when I was a wee lad. That's highly impressive. I know, I'm a special goblin. You sense an arcade dump truck of sarcasm. He crosses his arms and nods. I'm the only one that went to school, actually. The only goblin in the entire world. The one and only. Normally goblins just aren't smart enough to handle amazing human riding, so the scholars were shocked when they saw my abilities. We had philosophers, prophets, lining up to see me in action at the school bench. They actually built an entire academy just for me. Tore it down after I graduated. That's incredible. Did you get good grades? He shrugs. Middling. As expected from a goblin. Okay, I'm not sure I believe you. That's fair, actually. Good even. Now get back to the point. While that sign obviously indicates that this is indeed a mimic, I have a feeling there might be some other esoteric bullshit going on. I've heard of weird things happening when tunnels shift. So there isn't a crew of people going around putting up signs warning about potential mimic chests? He blinks twice. The poor goblin has trouble evaluating your insane question. It is a reasonable question considering this mad city. I wouldn't entirely dismiss the idea, but I'm leaning towards no. So what do you think I should do? Goblin shrugs. So should I touch the chest? Huh? I don't feel like you'd get eaten. You might get eaten. There's always an option to just walk away. The goblin knows how to survive down here. Glance at the sign above it. It says not a mimic. Great, open the chest. So the chest is a mimic, right? Mimics are difficult to spot, even at a close range. Be wary. Odds speak for it. All the common signifiers are here. Mimics are known to love the chest shape. Relatable. Oh, charisma. Woo-hoo. Loves the chest shape. Amazing chest ahead. What? No, it was a joke. Be serious. This is a tense situation. Come on. You can't just throw a term out there like chest-shaped and not expect a comment. That is simply the scientific term for a mimic's most common shape. Nothing funny about it. What should I do? Open it right away. Simply smash the crate and the mimic must be destroyed. Perhaps poke it from a distance? Mimics cannot be reasoned with, so perhaps avoiding the chest entirely might be a suitable option. Place a hand on the chest. Just a quick tap. With a shaking hand, you move closer to the surface. Breathing intensifies. Your hand touches it. Your glove scratches up against the rough texture. But nothing else. You move your hand away. Well then. Just walk away. Perfectly fine chest. Alone. Leave. Oh, looks safe. Squat down. What should I do? Kick it. Guess I can open the chest? Yes, you can. Does not appear to be any immediate threat. Flip the hatch. You kneel in front of the chest and unlock it. There's another mechanism keeping it locked. So you can just open it. Alright. What an anticlimax. Let's see what we get. Potion. Crowns. Incense. Alright. Sweet. Now, let's go back up to the surface. Check out the tavern. Oh, I wonder if he has another slug dog for me. I could really use one. Can I get some slug dog? Slug dog is 5 coin. Slug dog. 2 slug dogs. The slug dogs are like banger healing potions. Can't eat too full. Where's my full? Where's my full meter? Guys, we've been in this dungeon for fucking hours. I need to get out of here. I need to go back up to the surface. I've forgotten the warm kiss of the sun. I've forgotten the textured, bright, tempered heat the sun presents me with. The kiss of the UV rays, the vitamin D. Pray. Do some contemplating. Contemplate the pillar of yore. Go deeper. Meditate. Learn and study. Contemplate the missing paladin. He was last seen here on Tolstad. Many know of him. Find him, you'll surely be rewarded. Contemplate the Lich House. They do not tell you the whole truth. There are deals in the background you're not privy to. Tread carefully around the pale man and his 4 helpers. Prayer spells. Can I cast 3rd level spells? No. Not yet. DC 21. I still have to roll a natural 20. We can't hit this yet. Soon. We can't decipher that yet because we don't have a spell. Can it work? Okay, let's go to the pub. It's open, it's open, it's open. Go see what we can find out here. Ringo of the Diskettes. The present lights up the night in glorious rhythm. Every night spent looking over the track list. Just don't think about the time they threw you out for playing DLS 15 times in a row. Dillion's Last Stand, a classic dive bop that got real popular around the time you were born. All the Recian players know it. Check the other buttons. Press one of them. The mechanism doesn't seem to be active. The jagged movement indicates the deepest brongles have broken off. Unfortunately, that means only the first 3 diskettes are playable. Okay. Oh, there he is. There's the guy who owns the... There's the Birdman. Rifle. Nudged. Raz, bow for hire. The scent of smoke fills your helmet as you approach the hooded goblin. Greetings. Show me your face, it's rude to hide like that. Wow. Charisma. The hooded goblin does not reply at first. Then just looks at Snell with a foul frown. I see you're getting more cran by the day. Fuck you. Which tribe do you belong to? You hear him clear his throat slowly. I suggest bothering someone else, human. What do you know about the tea shop? He doesn't know shit. The goblin laughs. Need help, huh? Figured. You insulting me, goblin? Yeah. Now fuck off. Glass him! you know this guy now. Sure, that's a Raz. Ignore him, he's not interesting. When a goblin lets out a cloud of smoke, listen to your pet, cleric. What was that? Did you say something, Raz? Killing intent. He scoffs at Snell's question. I feel like there's some tension here. Both of them quietly glare at each other. What are you voting for in the election? None of your fucking business, human. It is my business. He blows out smoke in a big foul-smelling cloud. Nah. So who do you work for? Why would I tell you? Why wouldn't you? Is it embarrassing? Do you work for, like, Viskin or something? Goblin freezes. No. What? He does. Thank you, wisdom. Fuck off, human. Blast him. Bingo. That's one of the 4. We found another one of the 4. Who's here to talk to? Who's this guy? Goblin glances at you. Matter? No. Don't cause any trouble. Okay. Snell motions for you both to leave the guy alone. One of your cousins? Something like that. 2 of you take a step away, Snell's eyes. Smarter is a notorious pickpocket. Don't let him get too close. So he's a goblin. Oh, fuck. Cool, he's a rogue like me. Snell shakes his head. No, look, I'm talking real, actual pathological kleptomaniac case. Like a can't keep his hands away from pockets type deal. Except smarter. He fails every single time, hurting himself in the process too. What a fool. Can you imagine failing at things and hurting yourself a lot? As I get a fail on Dex. Yeah. I don't think he's ever gotten away with anything, so just be careful around him. I don't want him hurting himself again. Okay, let's not stick around then. Holy, big blue woman. Hold. China Sphinx. Thousands of years spent guarding a hole in reality. Remember, her perception is beyond our ability to conceive. For her, a day is a fleeting moment unless you make it memorable. Gyno Sphinx giving out riddles, a woman searching for something, anything remotely interesting about scarring mortals. Why else allow them in a lair like this? She's not being exploited. Whatever deal she struck with the tavern keep, this beast of yore could break it at any moment. None of them hold any power over her, yet she cannot leave. A lull falls out of the ambient cheer, just a beat of uncertainty as this cleric steps before the tavern's singular attraction. This happens all the time. Visitors come to gawk and stare, some brave ones to speak with her. The lady of the house, our most delightful host. Look up at her. Towering, you stare at this somewhat feline creature up on stage, a living myth currently taking a swig out of a barrel, clearly not paying you any mind. Antispalian. Antispalian, Old Demorian term meaning before the closing of gates. Refer to those who lived before the end of the gate era. A Jenna Sphinx is not to be trifled with. Her physical characteristics are enough to crush everything that is you. However, she will not raise a paw, for her magical prowess could exile you from Jaw's realm in an instant. Tread carefully. Thank you, intelligence. Greetings! The Sphinx looks down at you, meeting her glowing blue gaze. You feel like you're falling far beyond the world. Her expression turns dark. Dark tidings bring you to the hearth. She speaks low and rolling. You expect her to act a bit drunker, considering the empty barrels next to her. Then again, who knows how well a Sphinx holds her liquor. A helmed dog, dragging its leash around the vestiges of yore. He extends a claw thick as your arm and pokes at your stomach. Woof. That's ridiculous. Dogs don't wear helmets. He lets out a deep breath. Smells like an old basement full of booze. Nor do free men. Ooh. Alright, bitch. What? That doesn't make any sense. She's drunk. Could be a riddle. He takes a deep sip from a barrel, not looking at you. Watch yourself, cleric, he whispers to you. Ulzus isn't one for idle chit-chat. Turn to Snell. You know the Sphinx? He shakes his head. Every night there's a drunk jackass that asks for a riddle. She usually doesn't hurt them. Fine, Snell, I can handle this creature. Point at the Sphinx's head. You're not lacking confidence, at least. I wish to prove myself worthy, great Sphinx. Worthy, little one? Worthy? How? Don't you give out riddles? Certainly. Are you ready? Rhetorical. Just like that? What? Did you think there was some exclusive club? Well, no, I'd love to get a riddle. She finishes the last bit out of the barrel. She finishes the last bit of the barrel and she puts it down with a slam. Boom. Then the Sphinx leans in hissing. Once I had the sun's favor, my creed cling close the wall. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. She raises her paw and gestures to the open chamber. Yet I remain draft of remembrance. History's thrall. What am I? Easy! A warlord who cannot learn from his mistakes, probably a drunkard. Your companion smirks, giving a little chuckle. He knows. What do you think, Snell? He turns to Snell with a frown. Oh, you know, this seems like a personal riddle for you, not me. So I'm gonna watch, alright? She nods. How many guesses do I get? Hopefully none, but you're allotted one answer. What do I get if I get it right? The Sphinx shrugs and gives you a cold smile. Satisfaction. Is this a trick question sort of deal? No, just a normal riddle. Gonna think about it for a bit? No, answer now or never. What happens if I get it wrong? She squints and raises her chin. Same to all of those that wander these halls. You will lose everything. Eventually. She means your only pain upon failure will be existence itself, a mortal life. Take a guess. Come on! No! You focus your mind to come up with something, anything that could be the answer to the riddle. Something old, time-worn, that was once a light, and lived in the shadows for a long time, became popular again. What could it be? Can I hear the riddle again? Once I had the sun's favor, my creed clung close to the wall. Clung close to the wall. Matured in shadows, I've witnessed empires rise and fall. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. Yet I remain a draft of remembrance. A history's thrall. What am I? I think a curtain. But wine is the sun's favor. My creed clung to the walls. That's grapes. Matured in shadows. I've witnessed empires rise and fall. That could be wine. Once left in silence, now the life of the bull. That could also be wine. Yet I remain a draft of remembrance. A history's thrall. I think it's wine. But I thought it was curtains. And there's no curtains here. Wine. He gives you an intense stare. Time for a fight. She is strong, but you will defeat her handedly with the power of a hero. Fool! There is no fighting at Juno Sphinx in her lair. If he wants you gone, then you'll find yourself 1,000 feet below the surface of Lake Kuja. Yeah, wine. Picks up a new barrel of wine. She pops the cork open. Wine. Yes, that is very correct, little one. Wonderful job. Another riddle solved. Huzzah! Don't. Since you're so amazing, would you be interested in a quest? Oh, absolutely, 100%, okay? She gives you a serious expression. Accepting a divine quest from a sphinx is no trifling matter, mortal. In fact, you would survive such an ordeal. This is a chance to prove yourself to an ancient creature of myth and legend. You will also look incredibly manly doing it. A quest? Indeed. Behind me there stands a vault. It opens only to those worthy. She leans on her massive head towards, close enough for you to smell the wine on her breath. To prove worthy, you must solve my most ancient of riddles. So old it was handed to me when I first stepped inside this chamber, millennia's past. Look, I'm pretty great at questing. I'm sure you are, little one. Your companion whispers to you, you're going on an epic Sphinx quest now? Sure, why not? Not like we're on a job or anything. Turn to your companion and whisper, this is important still. Maybe to you. No, really, it's very important to the job too. Convince me. You could grant me esoteric knowledge or like the tea shop. If I solve a riddle, I'll get inside the mysterious vault. Besides, fair enough. Look, I would stand in the way. Just don't waste too much time on it, okay? Mink stares at you, companion. A hero must face adversity during his quest. She laughs quietly to herself and takes a swig of wine. So, what exactly is this Sphinx quest? This is a riddle, the answer of which is not uttered in words, but revealed by action. She goes quiet and closes her eyes. In action? So I can't just She opens her eyes and shushes you. Found within the arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorched the air. Takes a breath, revealing a wicked grin. Burrowed deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. He leans in, almost whispering the final words. Folk and gods in thronging herds. A man divine alone howls his words. Easy, you understand it immediately. Intelligence. Oh, I get it. You do? Hmm? A symbolic clash of all three categories of spells. It could be relating to the gate era. The gate era? No, cleric. That's not the answer. The answer is not something you can speak. He uses a massive claw to grab something from a pile of stuff and tosses it to you. Tavern key. Once you understand this riddle, return here. You can only solve it during the daytime alone. We wouldn't want anyone else accidentally figuring out this riddle, would we? He glances at your goblin companion. Goblin groans. I'm not interrupting the job for that. Do it in the morning or something before you pick me up. The Sphinx chuckles. I never sleep. So you can show up anytime after sunrise before the tavern opens. What have you gotten yourself into? A great quest. Time to prove yourself as a worthy hero. Can you tell me the riddle again? She chuckles. Many times as you want, cleric. Found within an arcane flare, twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. Burrowed deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. Folk and gods, a thronging herds, a man divine alone howls his words. Found within an arcane flare. I don't think we found that yet. Twin tongues of flame that scorch the air. Burrowed deep within the earth, a primal string to show your worth. Folk and gods, a thronging herds, a man divine alone howls his worth. Can you give me a hint? A hint? You dare stand before a sphinx and ask for a hint? Well, not if you're gonna react like that. He puts down a barrel of wine and leans in. You can ask questions, but no, you do not get a hint. Wow, what a cool distinction, Ulzus. Those are really different things. So I'm supposed to do something, not just answer with a regular old word, right? Correct. Do the actions I'm supposed to do have anything to do with... That would be a hint. No such questions, please. Where am I supposed to... No location-based questions. Has anyone else ever solved this riddle? Her smile fades. Only a handful of folk have been proven worthy to enter the vault during the aeons I've watched over it. I will only tell you more if you prove yourself worthy. I have to do something to solve the riddle, right? No. He winces. Damn it, that was a hint! I'll have to do something with you to solve the riddle, right? New rule! You get one hint! And she can make new rules. Man, she's drunk. That was your one hint. It's not something to do with me, directly with me. So, not like in a dialogue with you or whatever. Got it. Something like that. She sips her wine, looking regretful. She says she's not drunk, but... I guess I'll just have to try some stuff. Trial and error. Not the most silly tactic I've seen over the years. She shrugs again, her cat shoulders sliding smoothly up and down. Which looks surprisingly funny with the whole feline body thing going on. Is it lonely to hang around here for a millennia? She takes a deep breath. I must remember that my perspective on time is different from immortals. When one views events on a scale measured in errors, a chat like this is but a fleeting blink among the heavens of stars. She speaks from a pool of knowledge deeper than your entire potential existence. Everything's going really fast for you? Sphinx takes a moment. When a child grows, a house once thought massive will soon start to feel cramped. As time grinds on, the idea of today is no longer a canyon of possibilities. That's fascinating. Thank you for sharing your perspective. What about this then? Try jumping side to side really quickly. The Sphinx follows your movements with stale expressions. Careful, this is how you sprained your ankle last year. You keep it up for almost a full minute before you feel your legs grow sluggish. Your companion stares at you with an open mouth. house, the size of the house. Now, the Sphinx has an inscrutable expression on her face. What do you bet like the dog? Those were some spectacular jumps, little one. But please, calm down. Jealous? She tilts her head to the side. A moment of contemplation. Fascinating. Mortality makes life beautiful. I've heard that countless times. Yes, it always comes from those trapped in its clutches. I suppose perspective is everything. Hanging around a tavern can't be too lonely, right? Times have indeed changed. During what you would call the Arcane era, I had few visitors. These days, I'm inclined to enjoy the life surrounding me with its occasional annoyances. While the average quality of my conversation might have declined, there is value in communicating with all manner of creatures. Knowledge comes in all shapes. If the world is full of imbeciles, then knowing imbeciles will let you know the world. That's actually a fucking beautiful quote. That's like a shockingly beautiful quote for a game like this. Knowledge comes in all shapes. If the world is full of imbeciles, then knowing imbeciles will let you know the world. And if that is the case, then how many of those people can truly be called stupid? Yeah. That's a fucking magical little quote. It's really, 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 really pretty. I'd have snipped that. But I'm not an imbecile, right? She stares at you for a long while. Of course not, little one. She says that to everyone. So there's no dude sphinx in your life then? Her expression changes subtly. I found that when this question is put to me, despite my vast age, despite my demeanor, despite everything, the inquirer is not referring to companionship. She taps a claw. You wish to speak of reproduction, little one? Cleric, you hear a harsh whisper. Are you sure about this? Is this an awkward subject? Yes. Most mortals find this discussion lead to a very uncomfortable territory. Are you uncomfortable talking about it? Not at all. I can rant about it all day. Yes, I would like to hear about Sphinx reproduction. Her intense glare grows more esoteric. Oh, she's into it. There's many lower races of Sphinx, some more bestial than others. Apart from often serving lesser purposes, they also share a common characteristic. She frowns. They are all male. And she scoffs. Each one of these degenerate Sphinxi then naturally crave the companionship of my kind. For a Geno Sphinx to lower herself to their level, it's simply unthinkable. Then how... Bestial Sphinxes should work on themselves then. Any man would desire such beauty in this life. It can't be that bad. Have you given him a chance? Any man would desire such beauty in this life. Agreed. Men are, after all, shallow idiots. Harsh. Love it. The degenerate races of Sphinx were born wicked and craven. These creatures are no more similar to I than a horse to a donkey. No, not even this, as it implies the same level of closeness. A horse god to a painting of a donkey. Nice. This misconception of our similarity will plague me for an eternity, but considering them a legitimate partner, creating more, the Sphinx shakes her head. A true man is his mind. He is not violent by nature, nor is he afraid of action. He is decisive yet tolerant, wise and still ready to learn. A true man is a riddle. Good on you for stopping them from reproducing, making the world better one sexless day at a time. Sure. Unfortunately, they do live all too long and terrible lives. However, there is a more civilized Sphinx, apart from my own kind, of course. The glow of her eyes intensifies. She enjoys thinking of this manly creature. The Andro-Sphinx. A beautiful, powerful servant of the gods. Few inhabit this coast of ours. Yet, those that do, her voice trails off, are indescribably hot. She snaps her gaze back to you. They are, like all men, insufferably prideful. Oh, and women are all paragons of humility. He sighs and gives you the kind of look a tired parent gives their child after they've spouted the most inane bullshit. All beings fail at virtue. It is in the striving that we ascend. I would make the argument that femininity has the edge on this one, yes. Maybe you're right. She takes a sip from a barrel and leans her head on her paw. Hear my tale. During the early days when the gates stood open, one winter long ago I was tasked to guard a passage on the border of an empire you'll never know. The Empire's goddess sent an androsphinx to guard the very same passage. His name was Trembloom. Our meeting was by chance and by fate. You were both sent to guard the same gate? Not the point right now. She wants you to listen, nod your head, yada yada. We had the same mission, sent by different powers, a simple mishap. Trem was a gallant specimen. He spoke of air and grandeur and purpose. It was easy to spend hours in his company, days, then months. Though we became increasingly physical, our relationship, our conversation steadily became more stale. After years of sharing a lair, I sensed a bitter tone gnawing its way into every interaction between us. He would berate my every action. He would go on month-long hunting trips and then come back empty-handed. He would end every philosophical discussion or debate, even those we had with visitors, with snarky comments. Tell me, with whom do you believe this venom originated? Which one of us would be at fault, so to say? Considering my general stance on masculinity, I'd say you. Maybe you two weren't compatible. Considering the general theme of this conversation, I'd say him. My easiest riddle yet, little one. I pushed for him to tell me where this irritable act of his came from. After many long arguments, he relented. Guess what Trem confessed to be the cause of his toxic behavior. Not a sexting, is it? She smirks. That was never an issue. Don't picture it. Sphinxes must be highly virile creatures. Good to know. She takes a big gulp from a wine barrel. He said I was arrogant. That I could never be wrong. That I was stubborn. Oh, well... Don't say that part out loud. Well... She an evil blue cat. It took time for me to truly understand why he would say such things. Eventually I figured it out. Trem was intimidated by me. For a half-century we spent together, he never once could keep in our debates. He never could solve my best riddles, nor even understand many of my basic philosophical topics I brought up. I never had a problem with this at all. It was endearing to watch him struggle. I never would have assumed such a magnificent man would succumb to the lowest of sins, pride. Trem could not stand to be outmatched. He's not in the long run. So we parted ways as amicably as it could be given the circumstances. That was my first mission here on this Jaws realm. Should have let him win once in a while. Perhaps I should have. Yet in my mind I assumed wrongly so that I would not be forced to treat the great Androsphinx of Ram like a mewling infant. Sphinx sighs. You made for a decent audience to this tale of mine, little one. Sharing experiences like this is one way I hope to grow despite my age. Do you have any final comment to leave me with? The bias is not wrong, but remember all folk, man and women alike, Sphinx and human, are both pitiful, spiteful, and wonderful in their own unique ways. Well spoken. Now I tire this conversation, little one. Will you leave me with my wine, or do you have more topics you wish to question me? Is this tavern your lair? Or your lair a tavern? She shifts the barrel to her lips and holds it there for a moment. Eventually she lowers it and says, that is indeed a riddle worth pondering. Can I ask why? Why what? Why a tavern? I was convinced. She glances at the pile of wine beside her. It was not a battle quickly won, however. Rick Spider worked tirelessly for many an evening to argue her point. Eventually, and completing a few quests on my behalf, let her rent out part of my lair, but only for a century. Do you like the hustle and bustle here? I'm content for now. Has anyone ever tried to fight you? Yes, alcohol tends to lower risk assessment capabilities among mortals. Sometimes ends in violence. Always from a man, strangely enough. I do wonder why. Not always. You've seen some feisty women during your street watch days. You a big drinker? I partake. It does little to affect me, but the taste is lovely. You've never seen her sober, so who knows if that's true. It must cost a lot to get you all this wine. No, Rick better procures it all for me. Such lovely river wine. He takes another sip. I've grown to enjoy the taste. Nice to see you enjoying your tavern lair. I've got other questions. Thinks drinks again. What do you know about the tea shop? I'd imagine you're quite close to it. Yes, an explosion like that has not been felt in this place for decades at least. Stay quiet for a few seconds, then jump towards her and yell, boo! Oh, by the god, you scared me! She speaks to you like you're a child, which is understandable. You're so funny, little one. Giggle and feel proud. Yes, it reminded me of our darkness, what your people call the Fade Era. It was a time just before it was tasked with guarding the vault, then the Molluscatul and Katal. Often bargained with me for divine knowledge and assistance. I liked those snails. They were good company. I was saddened when their city melted under Earth's fire. Cackling of those flames, the terrible force ruined everything in its path. Flames of many colours. Memories of beasts in the days of yore. Those thoughts stirred in me when I felt that explosion. Old magic. You've been here since the Fade Era? Yes, there were some excursions early on, but yes, a bit over a millennia ago. That's awesome. Thank you. Nails? No, they built a city here from what I know. You've walked on their streets, little one. They're my streets, not theirs. Tell me more about these folk? I bet, yes, they were masters of wizardry far beyond the arcanists, or humans that matter. Even arrived at Jor's coast. They made some poor choices during their rise and fall and aligned with Jor against the gods for one. And of course they picked the wrong side in the Dragon Wars. It's a tragic tale of a civilization that I truly believe to be good. Good for the coast. We're just a little slow. What up to him in the end? You think it was dragonfire that caused the explosion? She scoffs. No, I do not. Too concentrated of a blast. Besides, a dragon large enough to cause such destruction would surely not be capable of sneaking away. Could someone have used fireball to cause the explosion? The Sphinx shrugs. I've seen more than a fair share of those in my time. Seems like everyone uses it. Third level fireball would not come close to that power. What about a higher level of fireball? He shrugs. I'd have to be very high. Who knows? I'm sure you'll figure it out. Tell me about Isuth. I'd prefer not to. His terrible reign is a topic left out of polite conversation. Whenever you see flaming mounds upon the burned coast lit up with smoke and cinder, you will know his will has not gone away. Not for a moment. Flames of many colours? Blue, yellow, purple. It is said that if you can see the purple, it'll be the last thing you do. Either from blinding or merciful death. That's all for now, thank you. Who are you voting for in the election? I'm not. You're apolitical, are you? She shakes her head. I cannot leave to vote, I'm afraid. Even if it was my business to leave an imprint on the affairs of mortals. You can't leave here even for a minute or two? I could, but that would break my divine quest. Understandable, you cannot do that ever. I would not have expected a mortal to understand that. If you could leave, who would you vote? Oh, I don't know. She points a claw at you. What would you have me vote for if you were in my shoes? For me, I'll lead a glorious future as a wizard god king. Oh, will you? There's a distinct possibility. She gives you a knowing smile. Okay, good to know. What's that door behind you? Nothing, but it's clearly something. How perceptive of you, little one. He holds up a paw as if presenting a prize. Behind me lays but one divine vault of many. She lowers her head slightly in a tiny bow. I'm its protector. It's really not more complicated than that. You are a very impressive creature. You know that? Attempt to flirt. Mm-hmm. She taps her claws. Where are you going with this, little one? Yeah, this might be a bad idea. Charisma, give me a second here. Your goblin companion kicks you in the shin. You want to get mazed? He hisses at you. This is how you get mazed. The goblin is referring to the concept of being magically transported into an endless maze prison. Which technically something a giant sphinx could be capable of, just so you know. DC 30. Woo the beast. Never mind. Never mind. Alright, little one. I'll assume you simply coughed very loudly. I'll be going now. We will woo her. We just need time to woo her. A small plate with a fair bit of crowns scattered on its surface. The goblin glares at you as you approach the donation bowl. I want to donate crowns here. You do? How much though? Alms are important. Alms. Help those in need. It's an honorable gift. Donate 10 crowns. A good amount. Oh, thanks, cleric. Will she chat to me? She's tuning it. I know that. Hey. Entire body jolts when she sees you. Your existence is shocking to her. I'm playing in a second, okay? Can I request a song? No. Go away. I need some tense ambience for all the conversations I'm going to be having in here tonight. He scoffs. What every artist wants to hear. Be ambience. Every hero needs a bard. Wink at her. She cannot see a wink. Alright, charisma. Why didn't you tell me that before? Oh, damn it. But you can hear the over-enthusiastic wink sound effect you make with your mouth. Don't dance, it'll hurt your chances at anything here in this tavern. Give her the arcane music box. Huh? Her eyes sparkle as she glides her hands across the surface of the esoteric wood finish. What is... Where did you find it? You're in the city below or some weird mystical corner. So it's dungeon loot, huh? But you're giving it to me? Yeah, I can't use it myself. Well, she brings it before her and starts to press buttons and twirl knobs. Deb, this is amazing. Oh my god. It can even record samples. This is like a diskette studio, but small enough to carry. I know exactly what to play with this. He glances up to you. Thanks. Give me that esoteric noise, goblin. She's so deeply invested in her box that she appears barely aware that you're even standing there. Let her play. She takes deep breaths, preparing for world. Okay, here we go. And this is hot. Holy. That's proper burn your taste buds off, hop. Yeah, that's hot. Holy. That's fucking hot. Alright, what we got? Oh, it's the orc! Guys, from upstairs. Obviously, a lot of my property deals would have to be included in that. Obviously. Could make it more akin to double that price at least. The orc woman places her cup on the counter and leans forward. Well, we hope you consider it. The Fiendish woman behind the counter gives her a wide, sharp grin. He returns to leave, almost walks right into you. Whoops. Cleric, lovely to see you again, but I can't stop to chat. Do swing by Water Lane later, will you? As the orc steps past you, it leaves you at the tavern. You look over at the woman behind the bar. He locks eyes with you while putting away the orc's cup. Oh no! I didn't mean to steal! She slaps your head as you reach behind the counter. How's you think you're doing? You cannot keep me from my prize, wench. Eventually, I'll get what I want. I am unstoppable. Yeah, well, he puffs out a demon chest and gives you a demonic glare. Reach your idea, fool. When you stand before the iron wall of Gina itself, whatever aspirations you carried until now, relinquish them. What's the iron wall of Gehenna? Besides, I made it up. I'm playing along with you. Weird. Whatever, just get out of here. Go away dejectedly.
Hey.
Behind the counter stands. I think this one's going to be the fun one. A tiefling. Welcome to the Drunk Sphinx. What'll be... Oh my god, a cleric. How lovely to see the city stop by. She gives you her full attention. Name's Rick Spider. I'll be serving you tonight. This woman is a perfect hub of information. Pick her brain. I want to pick up... I want to pick your brain. That could be arranged, she says, and gives you a big smile. I'll pick it real good. Neat. She keeps up the smile. Pointed her horns. How'd that happen? Oh! She mouths and gives her left horn a pat. Funny story, actually. My family fled the last megastorm of Hike Sea. I think it was the last few years of the Coast War. We're invited to join a Vergeni guild due to my father's influence as a former diplomat. That's where I was born, so technically I'm a native Vergeni. But to answer your question, both my parents were members of the House of Fire, low ranking of course, but still influential in politics and several smaller coastal towns in western jungles. I don't know how the folk of High G, but let's just say horns are quite common sight amongst the Highborn. He talks too much. You talk too much. He puts on a smile. I'll keep that in mind, cleric. Actually, I need to make it clear that to you I'm not a cleric. No way. Oh? Oh my. What kind of rapscallion are you then to dress up like that? I am a barbarian. Oh, what does that mean? That I'm angry mostly. I see. You picture something. It's not pretty. You're a tavern owner. Do you have a bunch of information that could help me on any of my quests? Sure. Is there anything I can do for you? Just ask. I know more than most in this sprawling city of ours. The city is not ours. We all share this place. It is as much ours as it is yours. Oh, Snell! She exclaims as she notices him over the counter. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Want something to drink? I'm on the clock. He nods towards you. So, you're the escort, huh? That's not how I'd phrase it, but yeah, sure. He laughs and sticks a sharp finger in your face. Don't get Snell into too much trouble, you hear? He's already grumpy enough as it is. The two of them clearly share a past, in enemies to lovers kind of way. Only without the lovers part. But they don't like each other? What's up with the, look at the Sphinx? Oh, that's Ulzus. Great gal. He's a Janif Sphinx. Been here since, the Gate Era. Good luck getting more than that out of her. You always drink this much? Yeah, that's the only reason the place stays open. Let's us all hang out in a sacred chamber, and in return I get a pumped on river wine. Cost-wise, not that much worse than regular city rent. Fair enough. I heard a riddle. I think we all did. Good luck. Not often she gives out a personal puzzle like that. It means one thing. Liz wants to put you to the test, so to speak. Ooh. Ooh. How many people have solved one of her riddles? Two. He smirks. That I know of, at least. One was a bit more discreet than the other. However, I promised to keep it a secret, so... She's almost desperate to spill the beans. Come on, tell me who solved it. Fine, I'll say, but promise not to tell anyone. The first one Sort of a myth these days, but it was your god, good cleric. Earth. Earth solved the Sphinx's trial? Yep. I wasn't here to witness it, of course, but that's what Ulzus told me. And if you can't trust an ancient Gyno Sphinx, then who can you trust? And the second? A year ago, I caught a certain fellow entrepreneur having a chat with Ulzus, and I ended up getting a glimpse of their convo. It was Viscum. You know, the local mortician. Ah. Ulzus won't talk about it. He totally solved one of her riddles and got something in return. No idea what, but hey, you didn't hear it from me, she says and winks. Thanks for telling me about the Sphinx. No problem, she says with a wide grin. You two friends, Snow? No. Don't say that, you hurt my feelings. There's tension here. You want to rise out of him? Ask him about it. I sense sexual tension between you two. That's... Nell quickly snaps at you with a glare. That's a statement I will strongly refute, cleric. The fiendish woman nods. Of course, refuted it is. It is. For sure, absolutely. She laughs and leans over the counter. All jokes aside, this is all part of the job, you know? Flirting? Well, sure. Bullying? I wouldn't call it that, more like playful teasing. Creating sexual tension? Bit on the nose, but sure. Harassing goblins? No, that's more of a hobby. Being a little fiend? That's just in my blood. Being sarcastic? Always. Talking too much? No. She gives you a stern frown. The goblin raises an eyebrow. She bursts out laughing. Actually, yes. Being a pain in the ass? Every day. Every day. Answering all my questions? Every single one. Let's see. It just happens to be such that Snell here is a very hard nut to crack. The hardest. Goblin closes his eyes and mutters something to himself. The companion doesn't seem to enjoy the horned woman's attention. You do not feel any nervousness speaking to this woman. Does Snell spend lots of time here? You don't need to ask her. It's not relevant. He does, she says, ignoring his comment. Although this is the most convenient third place for the HWBT, so it's not like he's got too many options. We've got all the wonderful goblin we could need here, every night. I don't think Snell finds you very attractive. Oh really? Hadn't noticed. Although I do wonder what his type is. Don't tell anyone, but I think you might be into goblins. Really, she says with an exaggerated expression. What a juicy rumor. Don't fucking talk about me like I'm not here. And cleric, don't play into her mind game. She'll drain the wholesomeness out of your damn soul. Oh, I like that. Drain the wholesomeness. I should put that on a poster. What about you, cleric? Do you find me attractive? Strength, no. No. So mean, strength. Would be fun, but no. Really, charisma. You do not feel even an ounce of fear or trepidation before this woman. That's weird that they're not giving you an option. No. Damn it, I was hoping that some big, strong cleric would come sweep me off my feet. If only there was a stoic goblin to keep me company. Gives your companion a cute puppy, but a look somewhere between cute puppy and tigress. No, thank you. Great, I've got some other questions. What do you know about the tea shop? It blew up. He gives you a quick shrug. Wasn't here. Not usually on Tolstad over time. Or of a night girl, obviously. So I'm not much help, sadly. Just heard about the regular. But I can recommend talking to the kid at the kiosk upstairs. His brother comes in here often. I heard them talking about it. Yeah, I spoke to Great, hope you didn't scare him too much. Kidding. Tell me about the owner of the tea shop. Drummer? Yeah, he's a real piece of work. Like, I'm impressed that he kept the tea shop afloat for so long, but... Look, I just know the rumors. I love rumors. He leans in with a smirk. Same. Drummer kept the tea shop full of Asgilists, mostly young ones. Supposedly, he'd been working on the Freestriders on the side, like some kind of spy, she laughs. Could you imagine? Do you think he blew up the tea shop himself? No. She shakes her head and repeats the answer. No, that bird couldn't make a ballsy move like that. Now, run away from it? For sure, that's what I'd expect. And indirectly, I'd be surprised if he's not at least a little to blame. Tummy rough him? No, well, yeah. Is that a baby? Look, I see him around. He's not a regular. When he does show up, he's loud and wants to perform, you know? She gestures drumming on the counter. Not the greatest patron. Where do you think he's at? Well, I do remember him mentioning something about an escape plan one time. Really? That sounds very relevant. Bird was drunk, okay? Muttered something about covering every liability. And about how his escape plan was... Look, I thought it was a bad joke. But he said, from what I can recall, that his plan was to sneak into a crate and ship himself to Reed's. Idiotic. It had to survive for weeks in a tiny cramped space. That's ridiculous. That wouldn't work, would it? I mean, I'm sure it's happened at some point, historically. She shrugs, drunken ramblings. But if I were you, I'd check the water lane. That's it for now. Do you know a man called Frank, son of Frank? Your question causes her to let out a hearty laugh. I'm so happy I'm not the one having to ask that stupid fucking question. No, I'm afraid I haven't. She eventually managed to tell you. Sorry, cleric. She probably gets hundreds of people using that fake name during any given week. I'm searching for a paladin. Shakes her head. Don't expect to find much. Haven't seen Lord Gorm for weeks. You know him? Oh, what does he look like? Big guy, Earthguard-like outfit with more gold. Not the type you'd like to arm wrestle. Other than that, green eyes, blonde, long hair. Fancy nobleman armor. Got it. Yeah, same thing. You know him? I've had a few drinks. Changed a few words, so sure. I know him. You wear a helmet? Oh, no. Never actually. He always showed those golden locks. Clear sign of corruption. What sort of man would choose to show skin instead of iron? Guess his proclivity for vanity. Very much surpassed your own, cleric, she says with a playful smile. You ever hear him say anything suspicious? Like drunk and say all sorts of kind of chip. Alright. Can't read too much into it. What did you hear? Mostly a bunch of ranting about how every political entity in the city should be burned to the ground. Some typical pro-human slogans, you know the stuff. The Lord God is a fascist. Got it. Might be simplifying the issue a bit, but sure. Know where I can find him? I hear all kind of rumors, cleric. Either he's cracked under the pressure and started living as a fisherman and a beggar in Water Lane, or he's died in the tunnels below fighting undead abominations, or he's jumped onto a ship to Muletown. Maybe Lord Gorm wants to head out into the infinite waste through Toll's Pass. Either way, I don't think you're going to find him, cleric. Maybe there's some clues to his fate somewhere in Tolstad. Who knows? Thank you for your information. Who are you voting for? That's a cheeky question. Don't worry, I will not repress your political opinions. Promise? Press hand against your cheek and scream, I swear, Lady Rick Spider. She's taken aback by your exclamation. Don't just start screaming like that, for fuck's sake. Early on, I thought about voting for the Agricultural Party. They had a big focus on small business owners, that's me. Obviously they moved over to the working class. Now I'm completely swallowed by Asgilism. And now I'm leaning towards free striders. They want to build up the economy and increase trade, which will directly make my life much easier. Yeah. Okay. Plus it's hard to ever vote for nationalists when they want my kind to be second-class citizens. The free striders will let you buy your way to first class or what? He gives him a half smirk, something like that. You like the Agricultural Party? Liked. They had a neat manifesto, okay? Freedom of movement and business type shit. Why not vote green? Goes up a hand and gives you an incredulous look. I like to keep my profits, duh. You're a free strider then? Hey, just because I vote for him doesn't mean that I'm dedicated to him for life. They happen to be the most useful for my business, nothing else. Why would trade make your life easier? She looks around. Tolstad is already a hotbed for travelers coming from all over the coast. Tariffs are lowered, especially between Reedsian cities. We'll be seeing twice as much traffic on the water lane. That means twice as many patrons, and I might have to expand. Sounds to me like you don't understand the nationalists. Fuck fascism! Give her a high five. He enthusiastically meets your hand with a satisfying smack. Hell yeah! A foolish and performative act. That's all for now. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about your business. My favorite topic. I've got several businesses, in fact. Some call me a bit of a serial entrepreneur. So, it's just a tavern, not an inn. Not an inn, sadly. I've been thinking of expanding, but as you might imagine, it's quite difficult, especially with all the wonderful complexities created by our dear home lord. If only the city held another city below Crusade, then we might be able to dig out a few rooms, but for now, it's just a tavern. Though usually, the local cat holds dance classes here once a week. Let's pause during the election, though. Anyhow, I'm rambling. Did you want a story about how I procured this location? Tell me the story. Tell me everything in every detail. I will be here all day. Oh, gods. Perhaps we... Start off printing, believe it or not, so many years got to this point. Then there was a great boom of industry, right before the horns were budding. Did you know there were 12 papers in circulation during the peak? Crazy. I ended up with way more capital than I anticipated, which gave me an opportunity to invest quite heavily. And you know me, she says and winks. Took on a big risk for a big reward, a little bit of agriculture, a little bit of politics, signed some deals with the free striders, some with the agriculturalists, or whatever they call themselves these days. My main business today is actually textile manufacturing, starting a mill 2 years ago, and the most inspirational women you've ever met, the suffragettes, widows, immigrants, Novaklians alike. We're building a new world of feminine industry. She's exploiting women who have left behind their communities. Awful. This tavern was born out of meeting with Ulzus. She nods her head in the direction of the massive sphinx at the end of the chamber. She's guarded the place for centuries, millennia, God knows for how long. Even our good Lord Earth will just let her be. Our Lord saw this divine being and allowed her to continue her sacred mission. But I managed to get her open up a little bit. A few drinks later, we got a contract signed to convince a sphinx, a creature sent by the high gods, to alter her life's mission. This woman must be highly persuasive. Today, it's a highly successful establishment with patrons from all over the world. Things are a bit slow these days with the whole tea shop drama, but alas, things will pick up soon again, I'm sure. This fiend loves the sound of her own voice. Could be very useful. You a devil, demon, fiend? Neither, you know? I suppose the city classifies me as a fiendish guest citizen, or whatever the legal definition is. This means she can vote, but she can't hold office. My blood origin is demon, like Houses of Fire. Winston says, I try not to flaunt it too much. Tends to get the boys a bit excited, you know? They clearly crave the Abyssi. What is that line? Oh no. Holy. Don't say that out loud. A bussy. That charisma saying don't say that out loud is never not going to be funny. What? Nothing. Never mind. She cracks a devilish demonic smile. You know, I've heard that term before. It's one of those things the youngsters throw around, right? Bit cringe, isn't it? No! She called me cringe and I took 4 damage! No! Your legs falter, such a blow. Oh, no. You probably shouldn't say that out loud. You won't listen to your senses, then at least listen to your bartender. How'd you end up here? Long story. Oh, Stomach. Oh, God. Stomach doesn't like her. Stomach likes everyone, but he doesn't like her. That just made me think, if Stomach doesn't like her, she's not to be trusted. We have to be careful around her. I mean, she just fucking nuked me with a cringe statement. She's not afraid to go fucking nuclear. That'll be cringe, guys. I'll keep it short, seeing as you've got better things to do. Essentially, family from the Hexay. I was born in Vorgy, raised in the Reeds during the worst of the revolution. Left my family behind and came here to start anew. Now I'm building a business left and right. Askin is a wonderful land full of promise. I love it here. She leans and smirks. Thank you so much for taking an outcast like myself. Talking to an outcast like myself. She's hitting on you. Hit back. I punch her? No! That's not... No! Not really the moment for that. She's not hostile. I flirt back? Yes! No, not your type. You need someone stronger. Boo! The red one is correct, but still boring. What is my type? Too big of a question to ask while you're awkwardly staring at this horned woman. Don't call her that. I mean, to reduce a person however horny they might appear. That's not... Whatever. Look, just say something. You've been staring at her silently for like 15 seconds now. I... do not answer for the visa and immigration guild. Yeah, I know. I meant like a cultural basis. Always felt welcomed in Norvik. What's your mother's maiden name? Am I? Just squints. Am I allowed to say that? Isn't that a curse thing? Like knowing the true name of a devil or something? So you are a devil. No? Or, I mean, you're not one of those folks that keep confusing devils and demons, are you? Devils are lawful evil, demons are chaotic evil. Stare for a bit and then say, there's a difference? He stares back at you. Alright, well, let's just move on and I'll keep that a secret just in case, okay? He winks at you. You are unaffected by the wink. Stomach fucking hates her, dude. Stomach just cannot stand her. You're right. How do I get to the Undercoast? I don't know. He points downwards, head down until gravity flips. Never been myself. Alright, no more personal questions. Oh, too bad. That's all for now. Thank you, citizen. Just an old well. You approach the old well. It's dry. And very, very deep. Look down the well. You see only darkness. Is this a wishing well? No. I wish I was the greatest knight in all of Ascani. Nothing happens. Won't you look at that? That must mean you're already the greatest knight, right? He's making fun of you. Jump. Excuse you? You're doing what exactly? I'm jumping down the well. You said it as if it's somehow a good idea. Snell grabs you. No! That's a bad cleric. Wrestles you back away from the deep hole. But Snell, I wanted to jump down. Not on my watch. You want to die from rapid fucking dungeon descension? Do it in your own time, asshole. Leave. Alright. Maybe it wasn't a good idea. Maybe he's right. Maybe. Strong maybe, though. Very realistic. We need to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
The halfling girl standing by the shrine. She gives you a tired glance. Hey, hey. She groans and rolls her eyes. Can you leave me alone?
Huh?
Look, the cleric just wants to ask some questions. We don't mean to impede you anyway. Yeah, well, you're still doing it. The impeding, so bye. Painful dismissal of a teenage girl. How horrifying. You're annoying her. You should go. It hurts. Refuse to go. Stomach wants to refuse. Okay, we're refusing. You stand your ground before the halfling. Her angsty eyes roll and hit you hard, but they are nothing for your nerves of steel. I refuse. Ugh. Fine. Stay or go. I don't care. Translation. Fuck off. I care a lot. Your goblin companion shrugs. Is there anything I can help you with? He shrugs. Have some crowns? Sure, how much? 50 crowns. Okay. You hand over. She looks a bit shocked. Oh, he pockets instantly. Thanks. What you gonna spend it on? Crosses her arms and strikes a stoic pose. Look, it's going to the Ecords Fund, my family. I work double shifts at the jamboree to support my cousin since I'm here. Safe. They're not. Darkness falls upon her face. Safe from the Golden Horde. The Golden Horde's invasion into Western Ascari. It's quite horrific. 14 years ago. Conflict based on many geopolitical goals. Ah, because of the invasion. Duh. Can't support themselves? Of course not. The Fordnip Commonwealth and half the territory's been stolen. There's a massive embargo going on. And there's like a ton of evidence showing that those damn Celestials are forcing a bunch of the other nations to block trade with us. So, yeah, they need help. Why don't you just get some clerics to cast Create Food and Water? That's... I don't know, is that an easy spell to cast? There's a ton of Lady Fair clerics back home. I'm sure they cast it all the time in that case. I mean, it's a 3rd level spell, but it does create a ton of food and drinkable water. Oh wait, I did hear that they had emergency aid from the clerics at some of the major homes. Basically, there are about 100,000 of my people displaced when the Golden Line was drawn. They're really bad. Even now, over 10 years later, it's still bad. How much do you send them? Half my salary. For like 200 crowns a month. Do you send the money to support any kind of resistance? That's... Ouch. Sensitive topic. No, of course not. That would be illegal. Smooth. So you're saying you're not a terrorist, nor are you a terrorist sympathizer? I don't think it's illegal. It's illegal to be a terrorist sympathizer. True. I would say that I'm an active supporter of an independence of the clanlands and the sovereign rule of halflings over the Fordnip Commonwealth. Duh. Why'd they invade your homeland? They're insane. Genocidal conquerors. Like, have you seen any of them? They're creepy as hell. Oh. Gives you a tired look. Now gives you a slightly intrigued look. Sounds like you're supporting Fordnip terrorists. Screw you. My cousins are fighting for their lives. You're just a fascist. But yeah, screw you. She's right, you know. Oh well. Fuck off. Halfling refuses to talk to me. Which is fair. Yes, my coins, the bitch. Alright. Contemplate the golden line. Of land cut in two. Your neighbors, the halflings. Speak with them to learn their stories. Pass judgment, if you so wish, they do not care. Gold always shines in the end. The Sphinx's riddle. An ancient creature who guards the door of nothing. For nothing. Does this for fun. You're not the first to complete it. If you do, it will unveil something great. But the answer is not in dialogue. You'll have to cast magic to show your prowess. Can I sleep here? Please be one of my hairs.
It was. Time reclaims all. You stare at the wondrous wood carving. Depiction of Earth at its greatest, a true depiction of a man. Okay. However, you also notice a message carved in the base of the art piece. It says, "Goblin was here." Heresy! What kind of ingrat would defile a sacred object? Seems like goblins at work again. Goblin was here? Vandalization, terrible to see. If you'd been here, you would have stopped it, surely. Anyway, you must become stronger to stop this disintegration of society from spreading. Famous artist, that guy. I've never seen him. Definitely seen his work. A bit rude to just carve his name into the statue like that. He's known to be a bit of a dick swinger. If I meet this goblin fellow, I'll personally destroy him. You won't. As much as I'd love to see you try, no one can ever get to him. Guy's as elusive as an ethereal spider. Goblin's an artist. He's technically wanted in most districts. No one even knows if he's real. Might be a dozen little guys running around with paint and carving tools. Who knows? Or should try to remove the message. You should. It's only right for the cleric to clean up such a mess. You should be worried about the work involved here. You'd have to take a carving knife by the candles and... grabbing a tiny carving knife, the same that was used to scratch the wood, you clean up in no time at all. Just get to work. Oh no. Just one little... a crack and a snap. The sound will haunt you until the final gate is closed. The splinters and dust settle, your eyes land upon it. The split. Jesus! Earth is dead and you have killed him! Whoops. What have I done? You've got dust in your eyes and your mouth. What a fuck up. I'm such a fuck up. You are. Remember how he screamed at you? Patriarch doesn't fuck around. You really should have run. Run from the towers? Oh yeah, run from the towers. For God's sake, you got caught using city-funded paper prints to write free strider op-eds. You're lucky they didn't find the other dozen you'd already sent out. Dereliction. Bjorn gave you a pat on the back as you got called in. Remember his grin? The piece of shit loved every second of it. When the grilling was over, the Patriarch ripped your rank. He didn't exile you. He obviously didn't have the power to do so, stripping high-tier esoteric expert cleric of his rank. It's like robbing a bank to pay off a loan. You're just gonna end up with more shit on your shoes. Unless you're the lucky motherfucker, which you clearly are. Right, that's why you're doing this grunt work. But hey, could be worse. Could be a sender. Goblin taps you on the back and you get up. Look, it's just a statue. No one will notice the crack, he says. He glares the massive ravine you caused in the wood. Don't worry about it. Look at the crack on the statue. Yeah, no worries. Nobody cares about an old dead god anyhow. Yeah, you look upon the ruined symbol of Earth with a heavy heart. Blood has been spilled. It should have been yours. What have I done? Death and decay like the rest of the world. What do you think about the statue of my god, Snell? Real human culture here. Perfect metaphor. Cracked in half, but still standing. The goblin is correct. Albeit morbidly so. My work here is done. So was that a flashback? Interesting. I think that was a flashback. Oh, that goes down to the crypt. We've already been down there. Okay. How long do I have until the election? 5 days. I have to find somewhere to long rest. We've got to find somewhere to long rest. Like an inn or something, guys. Common type of magical ink creates a permanent message on any surface until it's dispelled, of course. This appears to be more advanced kind. With a magic mouth-like ability, it can react to commands and reshape temporarily. Darrow House. Word to reshape from limited up, temple slope, up, and the golden stairs. Ancestral home of the Darrows, one of the Norvik's most influential families. I think I can get some rest there. So it'll be up here. Up the golden steps. Do you think this is the golden steps? Darrow House. Yeah. Entrance to the old guard tower. Matches his back door. Looks cramped. Why can't I get in? Need to sleep. That looks like an important fellow, doesn't it? What do we think? Reckon he's important? There he is. At the top of the stairs, you see a man placed upon his silken throne. His well-groomed face lit by a single bulb candle. He does not look at you. Instead, he folds a copy of the Norvican Post and half sighs. He was waiting for you. Your boss. You hear about this? Man slaps his newspaper. Asgalist opportunist strikes fear in Silker's guild. He lowers the paper and mutters, 9,000 crowns in damages. This man commands attention. Guesses? Hooligans. Trying to get their point across. Oh, they did that. Long time ago. His eyes. He's reading you. What can you do? Democracy. Nod. Darrow lets out a sigh, folding his paper in half again. The age of crowds, that's what they call it. And the loudest voice keeps shouting at me, in particular, it seems. Crowd has the power beyond belief. Furrows his brow. The moonlight makes him look like a marble bust. This is a true statesman. He shifts his eyes over to you and your companion. I see you've picked up a goblin. He takes a step forward. Lord Darrow. Lady Sageleaf has declared a joint operation. Of course she has. Cleric. If you will, I would like to speak with you in private. Excuse me? Goblin glances to you and then back to the Coin Lord. Seriously? I like my Are we staying with the Goblin Bud, guys? What are we doing? Yeah, he saved me a few times now. Actually. He's with me. I can see that, now if you please. One gesture towards the stairs. Your services are not needed at the moment. Thank you. Now lifts his head in the air. Uh-huh. A deadly stare. The tension is killing you. Do something. The Coin Lord wants a private report. It's a fair request. No good option here. Someone's gonna get pissed. Tension. Sweat. What could you say? Snell says. The tall man glares at you. Stand your ground. Glare back. You hear a chuckle from your companion. It's fine. Lay it anyhow. He gives you a knowing glance. I'm heading home. First thing tomorrow, cleric. Sucking up to a goblin.
Would he do the same for you? Noel gives a quick nod and then he turns to leave. Coin Lord glances out the window and remains quiet for a moment. I feel compelled to ask. Once you hear a door closing behind Snell on his way out, he continues. How was your meeting with our dear goblin chieftain? I don't think she likes me. He gives a short laugh. I'm in a similar seat myself. His jaw tightens, loosens. Coin Lord carries an iron will ring, as all good politicians do. Makes any mind-altering spell you cast on him useless. Don't waste any spell slots. I must apologize, cleric. Tossing you around as a pawn in this regrettably political game of ours isn't something I'd hoped for. You obviously have much more important matters to attend to in the palace. Of course you do. There's no greater act than serving your city. And this man is a Darrow. He's a descendant from our Lord Patient Borgo Darrow himself. This lord is flattering you. He's gotten far in life using this tactic. And why bring me here? Clicks his tongue straight to the point. Good. First things first. I'm obliged to offer you accommodations during your stay here in Tolstad. Obliged, interesting word choice. It is customary for clerics on a job to be given free housing by their employer. You may stay in the old guard tower. The Coin Lord tosses you a key. That will give you access to the tower. A tier uses one of the floors. You take the top one. Thank you for the housing, my lord. No need to thank me, it's entirely customary. Yeah, he has to do it. Otherwise, he certainly wouldn't. He shuffles about, looking annoyed for a moment. Now about the incident. As soon as the fires were put out, I had a city engineer inspect for structural damages. He speaks from the tea shop. Obviously. Once it was cleared and no casualties reported, I shut it down. I heard something about a fireplace incident. Without an investigation... As long as there was without an investigation? Initially, yes, as a precaution. The reason why we've been so very careful with this whole ordeal is simply because we do not want to cause more strife. We have enough of that already, Earth, pray tell. What's your theory? The matter with the tea shop is one big distraction, I'm afraid. Of course it is, right before the election at the heart of the city. Political manipulation. You think a party's behind it? Holds up his hands. I'm not saying anything, but... while it certainly is an exciting thought, I do not believe any party has enough incentive to pull off something like this. My purest guess would be someone with access to arcane artifacts, or at worst, a rogue spellcaster. Someone who would benefit from scared goblins and angry Asgars. So... a radical. Not a bad guess. However, he is clearly attempting to not place focus on any real powers in the city. What information do you have? Aggressive spread of fire, loud explosion, militia rush across the halfway bridge and put it out. He looks out the window. Owner is missing. No one got hurt. Strife? Election week, cleric. We've got illegal rallies, copper presses full of lies, and a populace ready to tear their neighbors to pieces. If the city's to survive, we need to play safe. He rubs his eyes. And we also have a tired old Lord Patriarch who hasn't left his villa for years. Ah yes, Lord Patriarch Akasum. He is old, but he is hanging in there. Leaves us in charge. We the people? You the magistrates? Me and you? No. We the people? No. You the magistrates? Yes, cleric. We, along with the straggling patriarchs and other palace officials, hold the reins in this election in the party of Norvik. Trust me, it's not easy being a magistrate. Anyhow, the tea shop. His gesture for you to continue the conversation. Keep him talking. You need more info before you can ask about the tea shop. Well, it might be smart to go to the tea shop questions right away. You require more information. Ask. Just ask for access to the tea shop. You must complete the quest. So you're the Coin Lord. For now. Post-election, I might end up on a very long location. Is that Angel your bodyguard or something? More or less. A tier is a high prefect. Every magistrate gets the highest tier of protection available. He's not much of a talker, but I can't say I dislike it. He's lovely. You hear that, Atia? Darrow calls that down the stairs. Yes, Magistrate, she replies coldly from below. Magistrate shakes his head. Earth be good. How's the election going? We're winning. Earth be blessed. His voice is not cheerful. Not happy about it? He scoffs. Got a third of the populace. A third. That means we've already lost the goodwill of a large portion of the human population, according to the latest polls. The campaign is a half failure, but it'll get us over the finishing line. The campaign? The national campaign aimed at reigniting the spirit of Earth in his folk. Great movement. It's been 70 years since the reconquest. Let us celebrate that victory. Fancy man feigns a cheer. You'd argue it was quite successful. Before this campaign, humans were kinda lost. Now they have a purpose. He sighs. You've read Alexandra, I assume? Say yes, it'll make you look smart. Of course. Yes, of course. I'll spare you the lecture. We followed his teachings when building the campaign. A campaign to bridge the gap between the followers of Earth and the citizens of Norvik. Sounds like fascism to me. Indeed. That was the term Alexandra used. The state is Earth's legacy. Why not worship it? What sort of chaos is the election brewing? All kinds. What's your problem with the Asgalists? Kidding. He laughs. They've infiltrated every guild. Their rally circus causes near riots whenever they gather up. They're disrupting the economy. When the agrarian party fell apart, we almost had a famine on our hands. Oh, well. Corrects himself straight away. Famine is a bit of an exaggeration, but they did practically ruin our grain exports for the entire quarter. Else we'd be better off with the free striders any day of the week. They at least uphold basic economic stability. You should not say such dishonorable things. What do you know about the owner? Of the tea shop? Birdfolk mail. Or drum or something? Type to show up with all kinds of registers in the palace. But he didn't have any expensive insurance or anything. No insurance at all, in fact, poor guy. But hasn't left the city in any official capacity. He's on a list. You don't know where he is? Coinoid leads back. Maybe he's halfway to Vorgini by now. Maybe he's down in the sewers. Who knows, cleric? His kind can be found in all sorts of strange places. Birdfolk are known for their criminal acumen. A rude stereotype. But not statistically wrong. Is the missing paladin involved? Is that what the papers call him now? He laughs. Lord Gorb's been missing for weeks. Afraid the timeline doesn't quite add up. Shakes his head. If you find him skulking about below, you can ask him anything you want. Let him know he's been kicked off the campaign. He sounds pissed. Running away from your responsibilities, this paladin sounds like a disgrace. Paladins would often delve too deep into the tunnels below Norvik. Tradition, really. If the goblins hadn't pushed for it, would you have sent for me? Poshman looks you up and down. No. I don't think I would have. He's not talking around it. Means he doesn't see you as a threat. They really should have sent someone with more experience for this. He thought, I'm afraid your being here is a bit of a perfect storm. We need someone with the abilities, but without the direct ties to the campaign. He leans back. Did you know every higher class cleric in the city is actually a devout member of the Nationalist Party? Higher class? That's probably lingo for anyone above petty officer. Except you. Apparently. Because of your history. I don't mean to pry, but I do wonder, why? Don't tell him the truth. Anything but the truth. The truth will set you free. I think they're intimidated by me. He smirks. Mm-hmm. Well, anything else you need? What's my actual job here? Your actual job? What I ask of you? He's getting tired of this. Look around the rubble, ask for witnesses or evidence. I want you to keep the goblins happy. Then I'll be happy. I need access to the tea. He mutters. Now is the time to convince him, be careful. The goblins are not the only ones with eyes in our scorched tea shop. In fact, I've been advised to simply ignore the whole thing.
Just let it go. That would be a sound choice if the goal is to avoid political fallout. Night, meow! That would be foolish. His eyes pierce through the visors of your helmet. Why? He's not asking rhetorically. Interesting, he genuinely wants your input. The explosion. It could happen again. He listens to your words closely. Well, Sageleaf is insistent. He sighs and looks out the window. I'm in a difficult position, cleric. You make it easier for me, will you? And how would I do that, my lord? He speaks with a projected voice and says, I want to be able to trust you. He interrupts you, continuing. Trust that you'll be able to keep this on the down low. That if anything unseemly were to be uncovered, you'd, of course, keep such things from non-city affiliated factions. The Coin Lord speaks with a speed you're barely able to follow. You understand? Your lord demands obedience. You must answer. He's trying to steamroll me, right? Yup. He's really manhandling you. Hilarious. There's nothing to steamroll. You're his servant, nothing else. You gotta catch up. No, just accept it. Attempt to catch up. Close your eyes. You listen. You big buffoon, you. You've got approximately 1.5 seconds before this wordmancer takes control of the conversation again. So it's time to shoot your shot. Shit. You can't think of anything, can you? No, not a thing. Well, good luck to you. Wait, what do you mean? You're on your own now. What, you're not gonna help me out? Pfft, no way. The whole thing's fucked. So what do I say? No clue. But you've been standing here quiet for at least 30 seconds at this point. It's time you to open your eyes. I guess I should open your eyes. The magistrate is reading his newspaper. He glances up at you. Oh, you're finished. Got a breathing funny, so I assumed you needed a moment. But it's fine. It's not like I'm busy or anything. He very much is. Anyway, about the tea shop, I need reassurance, cleric. Reassurance that you won't oppose the official city narrative. Swear on it, cleric. An oath is a serious thing. Do not take this lightly. Breaking an oath is a serious moral crime in this weird city, at least among your peers. You want an oath? Want my blessing to investigate the tea shop? Yes. Really, an oath? This is a sensitive situation. I need to place my trust in you. I cannot. You cannot. I won't do it. Disappointing. He seems a bit intrigued by your reluctance, but mostly annoyed. I simply cannot grant you access to the tea shop in that case. You'll have to find a way to tell Sageleaf you cannot perform your duty. Or find another way into the tea shop. There's some other questions first, actually. Oh, do you now? It's everything. Leaves a moment of silence in the air as he glares at you. Really ready to go with this alone, cleric. You are aware I will not grant you access to that tea shop. I'm aware. So how do you intend to solve this then? I don't think you need to know that. Yes, I suppose that's true. Okay, then. Good luck out there, cleric. Thank you for your time, my lord. He doesn't like me. You know, we could have just gone along with everything. Now we've made a very, very powerful enemy, I think. And you guys didn't see the opening of this, because you didn't fucking watch. But it specifically told me at the start to just fucking agree with everyone and hope for the best. Not to make enemies. The game... the fucking... game designers had that message at the start. It's usually better to just agree with everyone. Making enemies will make the game harder. Well, we've got one. We got a bad guy. I don't imagine I can attack him right now. Not that I need to. But I want to. Gotta find a way into that tea shop. But I think for now... like before we rest, let's go check out the tea shop before we rest. A painted mural to ancient stone blocks. Colourful imagery rises over you. It's faded. Near gone. Beautiful. First Earth folk spoke about preserving ancient murals in the city. You can't good. Was it some kind of whale? Mural of some ancient civilization. Fade era most likely. Buildings have kept the mural safe over the years. The rest has been stripped off completely over the harsh Asgardi wind. Beautiful. Truly. The angel stands tall. She's blocking the hallway leading into the Coin Lord's mansion. He looks like a giant in here despite the high ceiling. Her many eyes glare at you. Darrow's letting me stay in your tower. Spinning eyes stop for a moment. Uh-oh. I am aware. I'm not taking your bed, am I? I do not sleep, cleric. Don't say weird. Weird. Oh, do it. Whatever. Bows her head slowly but does not respond. Do I get the tower all to myself? No. Doesn't mean you're not roommates exactly. Sounds cozy. The angel appears to sigh. You okay with that? She's silent for a beat. The magistrate has ordered it. I'll be going to the tower then. The bedroll on the upper floor. Do not touch anything. Listen to her. Obey. I spoke with the magistrate. She nods. Be finished with your business here. The magistrate will not have time again, cleric. Okay. That just nuke my dexterity? My dexterity's already fucked anyway. I reckon I just put that on. Right? Branch from the majestic apple tree in the magistrate's yard. Sign of humanity's greatest ability to grow and nurture the natural world. This tree was most likely a gift from Lady Sageleaf. Climb the branches. With a heave and a hoe. You make it. Lovely. Apples, apples, apples. Three shards. Holy. Anything suspicious lately? The tree does not respond. Holy 7 apples. This snail. Okay, let's loot this angel's shit. You look over a thick pile of documents adorned with the symbol of a fish. Visual city documents could contain useful information. Top secret documents archived by the city clerics over many years. You have the right to look over it, flip through and skim. Documents are not very organized. However, as your eyes glance over the titles and reports, statements are made over the decades. You do find a few that catch your attention. Sweeping your gaze over the pile, you very much realize how fast you'd have to be to get this done in a decent amount of time. Looking for an official palace seal, you find a note sentenced, Sage Leaf must be contained within. The older files focus on the oldest, that's where you'll find the interesting perspectives. Obviously just look for any mention of the tea shop. However, be careful, each attempt to analyze a document will take time out of your day. Let's check out that short report entitled Tolster Tea Shop File. Single page going with the official statement regarding the tea shop incident. Spent 30 minutes looking through the report. Some interesting details here, mostly things you've heard before. One detail sticks out that several people do mention a man in yellow leaving the scene. That's most likely not your culprit, however, it's the person is avoiding authorities and they should know something interesting. What about Old Ledger Undercoast expansion efforts? Thick tome worth the accounts of explorers of the Undercoast. You spend 2 hours looking through the rambling journals, journey through the gravity shift tunnels, and trek past the infamous gnome liches of perpetuity, surviving the depths of the yelling pits and the loudness of the fungal valley right above it. And it goes to several chapters of the topics traversing the Undercoast itself, along with visits of various enclaves and remote isles of esoteric events that often change the landscape that far seawards. Knowledge held within might not help you directly, especially just taking a quick look through it. But if you run into trouble below, some of these tips could save your life. Glance at the note sticking out at the end. Short list on the last page, it contains a bunch of names you don't recognize. It says Druidism meetups. They meet in various parks and eat some sort of snack. Not interesting nor dangerous. Undercoast story is scary. I should look at the top document. Maybe the document mentioning Sage Leaf, that could be interesting. Letter doesn't make sense apart from mentioning something about Lady Miska Sage Leaf. You spend an hour looking over the cryptic note to figure it out. Written in official palace legalese, you don't understand much. Except for the fact that the letter appears to contain some kind of instruction for the Earth Guard to allow Sage Leaf to take over control of many of the facilities in Tolstad. It's dated from about 20 years ago. But it also clearly warns the Earth Guard of not letting Sage Leaf out of this area of confinement, and people are not allowed to work in other parts of the city. It's as if they gave her part of Tolstad as a prison. I'm not sure if this will help, but it does feel like it would be helpful when dealing with the goblins in the future. Not sure if I was supposed to know this information, but I do now. Return the letter. City is hiding something about this goblin chieftain, that's for sure. I should look at the top documents. A large number of documents detailing the members of the Asgard movement. You spent an hour and a half looking through creepy details and lives of Asgard members. You read the papers and a few that appear to be relevant. Azoth, born blah blah blah. Fourth son of blah. Alright, this was a waste of time. The board, true, don't guild affiliations. Arrested several times for 12 and 18. Terrible archives contain such information of these people, but having read it, you know, understanding of the whole perhaps could be used for good. Alright. Absolutely for your own good. Cleric shouldn't perform dirty work like this, it has to be some filthy rogue. Don't call yourself filthy, that shit's just rude. Bit invasive, but it could be useful. Quite, if you ever have unfortunate fate to deal with the Asgulls again. I'm done here. Take a long rest. How many hours is a long rest? You lay down in your bedroll, finding sleep difficult.